New Year's Eve, in one of the biggest shocks, Angel Reese claimed to be clapping back at the critics in a video that she shared on Instagram. The internet is in disarray after Angel Reese revealed details about her allegedly insane, unrivaled league contract. I'm shocked that she betrayed the WNBA, the organization that shaped her career, in order to pursue a larger salary. It's been difficult for me, but I've been adjusting and just kind of having that. She criticized the WNBA for her low pay, and now she's fleeing to a scarcely recognized league because they're offering her more money than she deserves. This attitude of simply moving on has been something I try to give myself a little bit of devotion. Never heard of them, Angel Reese, like Rakia Jackson, seems to be focusing on this younger generation. She isn't interested in the sport or its development. Instead, she is in it for the spotlight, the power, and speaking about headlines, the headlines, congratulations, her most recent act, a wedding announcement, was a pathetic attempt to keep her name trending. If Angel Reese had been older, I would have reprimanded her for what she just said, because I would have said, how naive can you be? But she is young, she is only 22. And the best part is that just when you thought her ego couldn't get any bigger, it's not basketball that people are talking about anymore. Angel, you've officially made a career out of drama. Is it any wonder that Angel Reese is perceived as she is? I believe this to be a desperate plea for attention. She makes a game-changing announcement about a wedding and a new uniform because apparently playing basketball wasn't getting her enough attention. Check it out for yourself. She appears 10 days prior to the unrivaled league's debut, using every tactic known to man to ensure that she continues to make headlines. This woman seems to be holding a master class in self-promotion under the garb of a basketball career. Does she even know how to play the game without making it a spectacle? Bravo, Angel. If you're grading on a curve for desperation, you're marketable because of the way you appear. Oh, look at me, I'm a hot girl. Summer, hi, turn up, girl. Then people say, go sit your ass down. Well, just observing you since you're in a competition with Caitlin. If it's a game, they're there to support Caitlin, not you. Let's get one thing straight. You need to focus on your game. Angel Reese is doing what she does best, hogging the limelight and hoping no one notices that it's not really earned. The unmatched league is paying her a fat salary that is far more than most WNBA players could ever hope for. This isn't about her big contract or some league-shaking accomplishment. To observe, but let's pose the awkward query, is she worth it? The league mentions average salaries of $222,000, but Reese is making much more than that, not because she's the best, but rather because she's the loudest. She's riding the coattails of her Rose Basketball Club teammates Chelsea Gray and Kalia Copper, who are real basketball players who let their skills speak for themselves. The #1 real sports team in the country, up to 20 times World Series gold medalist. Look at me from the sidelines, Ray. She's the one shouting. Don't begin by explaining how she managed to land this job. Let's just say that it was serendipity. Reese came in like a vulture after Caitlin Clark, the true star that everyone coveted, decided the unrivaled league wasn't worth her time. No rivalry, no comparisons, no issue. The reason Reese is standing tall is because she has the MJ mentality and trains constantly, but she is also standing alone since the real talent chose not to participate. She is busting threes out while you and Clark are out there revising because of this. The story of basketball for women, the fact that Reese is occupied with writing Instagram captions, is comparable to giving out MVP awards at a game that nobody else cared to play. So this unmatched league is a 9-3-3 format with round-robin playoffs, which is a simplified version of basketball that Taylor created for someone like Reese to avoid attention because it is shorter, less demanding, and flawless. So basically, Taylor's creation of Taylor is a shorter, less demanding, and flawless for her to shine sufficiently to remain relevant without exerting herself. My whole situation was like when I was drafted number 7, I was like, cool, like the pressure wasn't even on me because I'm the league's ostentatious pay structure is definitely making headlines, But Ree is out there acting like she's revolutionizing the sport while actually benefiting from a setup that lets her look good while doing less. And call it what it is, a participation trophy disguised as progress. What are your thoughts on that? I can simply hoop, so I'm like, all right, cool, draft 7 means that the pressure shouldn't be on me. It's because you started killing it. Yes, they say that I'm still trying to figure things out. Here's the truth. And let's not overlook the enormous gap left by Caitlin Clark in all of this. Her absence is not only obvious, but glaring. She is the player who broke attendance records, ignited the sport, and made basketball exciting. But once more, Reese is left to absorb whatever remaining attention she can find. Clark doesn't require controversy or social media gimmicks to remain relevant. And without Clark, Reese has no one to compare to and is succeeding in that role. However, let's not pretend that this is due to her talent. Rather, it's because the one player who could overshadow her decided not to appear. Let's be honest, though, and it's clear that she is envious of Caitlin in every interview. All of the tweets are about Caitlin. We talked about how she had a part in it, and I get what she's saying, but she was just trying to gain attention, so we did all this that wasn't for that team, and I haven't even seen Caitlin speak to her yet. The epitome of attention-seeking was demonstrated by Angel Reese's New Year's Eve antics. While everyone else was partying, she was busy creating another look-at-me moment by posting on Instagram about her gleaming new Superior League uniform. Oh, and for good measure, she included some jabs at her detractors. The post had millions of impressions, but let's not mistake vanity numbers with real influence. In the meantime, Caitlin Clark's 62 rookie records continue to be the talk of the basketball world. Clark is out there shattering records and changing the game, while Reese is chasing likes. One is trending on Instagram, while the other is dominating history books. Can you guess which is more important? Just when you thought. Reese may take a vacation. She made a wedding prediction that went viral on Snapchat. Was it sincere, or was it just another ploy to keep her name in the spotlight? Let's be honest about everything. Critics of women's basketball are absolutely correct when they claim that Reese spends more time honing her social media presence than honing her on-court abilities, because she shouts at me rather than making a significant contribution to the sport. Reese, like drama, though she plays the internet victim, even though her play is still erratic at best, she did establish a WNBA record with 15 consecutive doubles, which is amazing, but not when you contrast it with Caitlin Clark, whose game-changing impact improved not only her team, but the league as a whole. Clark has a legacy, but we must realize that when a transformative character enters the fray, you must stop, separate, and show them the affection they deserve. In this instance, that love is the property of Caitlin Clark. Speaking of Caitlin Clark, let's put it this way. She is more than just a basketball player. Her rookie season alone brought in $36 million for the Indianapolis economy, and while Reese was busy curating her next viral post, Clark generated a 500% increase in WNBA merchandise sales. This is not only remarkable, but revolutionary. Reese couldn't have imagined achieving this level of influence because she is too focused on gaining influence. The sport is being redefined by Clark. Reese is occupied with creating moments fit for Instagram. One creates a dynasty while the other creates a feed. The majority of the attention she receives is earned outside of the game. When I watch her play, I wonder if she looks special. Do you think people were there to watch her grab rebounds? 11 points per game is the 5th highest total on her team, which is awesome. We then look at the attendance to see who is actually watching the games. And she mentioned the Angels team right in the middle, Chicago, and they're accompanying 6,000, 12,000, 9,000, 8,000, and finally 17,000. Why was it 17,000? Who did she play? Caitlin Clark, followed by the attendance statistics. At her performances, Caitlin Clark attracts an incredible 177,000 fans. The stats don't lie. Angel Reese is barely making ends meet. with between 6,000 and 1,200 people. Clark's presence energizes towns and fills stadiums. Conversely, Reese gains from Clark's absence, and the league is unmatched without Clark. Reese enjoys a spotlight she would never have otherwise because of the lack of competition. Rather than her skill or talent, she is not leading the charge. Rather, she is simply filling a void, which is not dominance, but rather circumstantial luck. Take a look at it for yourself. Is it any wonder that Angel Reese is perceived the way she is? Is it any wonder that she is not taken seriously? Let's examine Angel to see whether this is a desperate attempt to get attention. Is Reese truly a trailblazer in women's basketball, or is she just skilled at creating media attention? The unmatched league is hailed as a new, daring chapter in the sport, but it appears that Taylor made it possible for Reese to dominate in a 9-week 3-of-3 format with round-robin playoffs that are comparatively easier than a full season. This allows Reese to stay out of the spotlight while yet appearing to be making, meanwhile, waves. Since Clark is the true game changer, her absence is very noticeable. The person who propels the sport ahead. That skinny white girl was the best thing that ever happened to the WNBA. She is already the most exciting and entertaining player in the league, the one you can't take your eyes off of. And let's not forget the stark contrast in their influence. Reese is simply riding the wave of controversy and doing the bare minimum to keep her name in the news. Clark's accomplishments are more than just restricted to the court. She is influencing the game's future by attracting large audiences and establishing new standards for what women's basketball is capable of. While Clark commands respect via talent, hard effort, and undeniable influence, Reese is busy using social media as a weapon to build a narrative of relevance. However, relevance is not the same as respect. At the end of the day, Angel, Reese uses spectacle and drama to get attention. The antics of Reese reveal more about her priorities over her capacity. While Caitlin Clark creates a legacy that will motivate future generations, she has perfected the art of transforming controversy into a brand. But at what cost? The unmatched league may be a daring experiment, but Reese's role in it feels like a diversion from the harsh reality that she isn't leading women's basketball, but rather using it as a platform for personal gain. Her New Year's Eve stunts, viral wedding teas, and endless Instagram adventures are all distractions from the harsh reality. More akin to a sideshow than a breakthrough. When all is said and done, Reese won't be remembered for changing anything. Instead, she will be remembered as the player who made the most noise, while others like Caitlin Clark truly made an impact. She is loud, ostentatious, and unquestionably skilled at maintaining conversation.